in front of you?
Number one's done.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending the Milford Township Planning Commission meeting. We're 2 members short, but we do have a quorum, and we hope to conduct business in an orderly fashion. Has everybody reviewed the minutes? And
Yes.
any problems or any issues?
I wasn't at the last meeting.
Well,
I don't believe we'll need it.
We'll need a
I'll
motion
accept
to
this.
approve the
would
minutes.
you like to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion to accept them as read.
I second the motion. All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. Minutes are good. Next on the agenda, we have a UGI application. Anthony, do you have any issues or questions?
Oh,
about this?
I think we should let them make their presentation.
Yeah, let's have our presentation then.
Good evening. My name is Jason Milford. I'm with Ott Consulting, engineers for the project.
Jason, did you want to?
Give me a minute.
Yeah, we have one.
I'll get another one.
I'll just look at yours.
Here.
Keep on.
Just started. So
You're good, fellas.
you missed the review.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
So we're here to discuss the UGI natural gas site, actually located right down the street here. The lot is approximately 0.77 acres. It currently contains a regulator station as well as a mobile office structure. And we're proposing a 1,664 square foot structure that has an office and a garage, as well as 3 parking spaces, a material bin storage, and laydown areas. The existing regulator station is to remain, and the mobile office structure is to be removed. PennDOT HOP for the proposed driveway onto Route 209 is currently being pursued. Existing on-site septic and well will be reutilized for a new bathroom within the proposed office area. And access to Old Sawmill Lane will be abandoned, and the site will be fenced off with access only from Route 209. That's pretty much everything that's going on the site. It's not a very big site.
Couple questions. Storage area that you have here in front of the bins, is that going to be for equipment?
Storage area up in here.
Closest to 200.
Close to
Yeah, it's like laydown area for pipes and materials for jobs that they have going on at the time.
Okay, so that'd be for current work, and the equipment is going to be parked in this area?
You're gonna have more than let's see, what are you talking about? Two vehicles in the garage.
The garage will be utilized for backhoe storage and dump truck storage, so they're not sitting out on everybody.
Okay, I mean, but you got your trailer would be included in
The
that?
trailer would be on there as well. We'd probably keep the backhoe right on the trailer, backhoe right in.
Okay.
So it'd be the garage. What's the, are the bins on site, are they for materials, for storage of materials?
Yes.
And is that the only area that's going to be used for storage?
That is the only area I believe that has storage of loose materials.
Okay.
The other areas we have called out are more for temporary storage areas.
Right, we cut, that's this area toward the rear of the property?
Yes. Yep.
And
the one
the
out
area in
on the
front.
Temporary storage of what?
Materials for their jobs, such as pipes.
Okay.
The fence that's proposed, that's 8 foot?
Yeah,
Okay.
and put with a barbed wire on the top for security.
There's a pre-existing 6-foot fence down there with barbed wire on it.
Right. Recognize that. And is the site's gonna be gated? It's not gonna be accessible during off hours?
Correct. Yeah, it operates, I believe this one is electronic with the card reader, card access only.
What type of fencing? Just chain link?
Just chain link, yeah, with privacy slats.
Are the existing sheds and bike rack going to be removed, or are they staying?
Everything in this back corner is going to remain, and it's going to be in its own fenced-in area
What,
within the other fence.
what is the existing building that's there now?
That's the regulator station, correct?
Okay, yeah.
And the sheds that are gonna remain also in the pipe rack, correct?
Yes.
So you're not taking anything off the site, you're just going to...
Well, there are existing mobile offices here.
Those two.
They're going to be taken
You're
off.
taking those two and replacing it with the garage office area. How much of it is garage and how much is office area, you know?
You should have, Tony, you should have an 8.5 by 11 account. It's true for everybody.
Okay.
If not, here's a
Big one.
Thank you.
I thought I did that too. I thought I handed it
Yeah,
out.
send me
It's not there?
copies of that.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're gonna have, that's fine.
There's a large.
Yeah.
So the office will be here, that's the new bathroom, a little bit of storage in between, and this is the garage here.
Yeah, it's almost half of the building is garage.
That's what I was trying to say. Sean, setbacks?
Setbacks, like I said, I just got this yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to look for the whole thing. I believe you have 25 on the sides and in the rear. Hold on, I got another one in here.
The reason I ask is because it looks like on your plan you have side yards of
25, we haven't said it 25, and the building's actually 32.
Just so you're aware, your minimum yard
Oh, yes.
zoning data.
Yep, I see that.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah, 20, that's all. I just wanted to point that out because they're going to point it out when they go to the public hearing.
And so the existing wooded area is going to be used for all the runoff on the property?
We are proposing an underground infiltration bed
Okay.
in this back corner. So on the grading utility plan, you can see it. So it's just a stone bed with pipes for distribution. And we have an inlet over here at the low point and an inlet in the back here to capture any of this runoff. And then I'm proposing to infiltrate everything.
And has that been looked at by anyone yet? Just
For the infiltration rates, not yet.
Conservation district, no. We should probably have our engineer look at that too.
Absolutely.
If you're going to accept the submission, you want to make sure that it gets sent to the township engineer for review of the stormwater and also the county planning for land development. I'm just going down, I noticed the plans marked preliminary/final. I'm presuming that you're going to want to make that a preliminary plan, because I'm sure you're going to have some changes when the county looks at it.
Okay.
So, Okay, so I'm going to do the preliminary review. Just going down our checklist in our subdivision land development ordinance, we have a number of items that have to be on the plan. The name of the project is taken care of, the name and address of the owner of record, is UGI Penn Natural Gassing. Okay.
Can I make one correction on that?
Yep.
It's UGI, Penn Natural Gas was owned by another company,
Yep.
and we acquired the property back in '07, and it became UGI Utilities, but it merged that name into the deed. So it's UGI, but it's actually a Penn Natural Gas fuel from the previous deed. The deeds were never
So the
changed.
deed is still in UGI Penn Natural Gas.
Correct, correct.
That's fine. As long as
But it
it's
was
got
through a
the
merger.
deed.
It was through a merger, so they didn't have to.
Right, as long as the deeded owner's on there, that's
Correct.
all that they're concerned about. Plan revisions and plan dates are on, the key map is located, the north arrow is located, the graphic scale, the written scale is located. Names of adjoining owners, we have,
Yeah, you're on
they're
there.
all on there. Proposed and existing street and lot layout appears to be in compliance. Water courses, lakes, outcrops, all the natural things are on here. Oh, I'm on that. The proposed stone area, what is that for?
That's, I believe, mainly just access to the other.
To the
area
back, to the back building? Okay.
Can I ask you, like, what type of materials are going to be housed there? I mean, is there going to be anything other than rock and sand type stuff, or what do we got?
The material storage bins that are there would mostly be modified, or there might be some blacktop. Mostly anything that comes in, we don't order to hold on site, it's just when we have projects coming in. The material bins are there to just kind of keep things nice and orderly, and then, so they're also not combining. The storage towards the front that you guys had questioned before, that would just be for pipe for major projects that we have going on at the time.
Okay, and those bins, are they covered or anything, you know, like for like rain and runoff, is there any chance of anything bad going into
No,
the
that's-
soil or any of that good stuff?
No, we shouldn't have any issues like that. There will be a concrete base and everything, and I believe they actually get pitched back so everything stays in.
Okay.
Are there going to be any storage of hazardous materials, other than you being a gas company?
Yeah, other than the major part, no, everything should be fine.
A couple questions that I'm going to have. We had talked about, I don't remember who I talked to, but when we were discussing the sewage system, we were talking about leaving an area right next to the existing field for a backup area. And the way it's working out now, you didn't do the testing yet for the stormwater?
No.
Okay, so if we can move that over further to the back of the property, to the corner,
Okay.
so you'd have enough room to fit another field in there should this one go bad?
Okay, our other thought was possibly up in the front here.
What, putting a field up in the front?
Yeah, secondary.
You could do that. The reason I say back here is you had all your testing done already in that area. So it wouldn't really require retesting. So you didn't move it across the property, you'd have to retest. And that's an awful lot of moving the pipe around.
Yeah.
Because your tank's already back here.
We'll see how far we can move that.
Because that, with the underground infiltration, you can take that almost to the property.
Okay, going down to text, the rest of the checklist, location of soil types, classification, DER grouping for each soil. That on one of these plans? Areas for location of wells and subsurface sewage disposal, you could reuse the existing well?
Yes.
And is that depicted on here?
Yes, the wells over here
Okay.
and the septic.
Here's our well, where's our septic? And where's the tank located? Is that connected anywhere?
The tank,
It's in front of
it's
the bank.
approximately right here.
There is a plan that shows
Do
it.
we want to show
Yeah,
it?
it's on the one plan, C 3.1.
3.1?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to C 3.1. And we got the bed. Where's the tank? Okay.
Got it?
Yep. Okay. Contour lines not more than 20 feet. I saw those before. Building setbacks, lot lines with dimensions, lot or parcel, lot numbers, statement of number of lots, that's all on here. Tax assessment number, I didn't, if you flip back, I didn't know if that was up on top or not. Tax map reference. Signature blocks are in. All buildings and improvements are located. And that is all I really need for preliminary land development. So all items that are in our subdivision land development checklist are shown on the plans. Mr. Zoning Officer, questions?
The only thing, like I said, I didn't get a chance to go through full, but I'm looking at the landscaping standards.
Yes.
To see if they have to add any additional landscaping. And it looks, I was over there before, the rear property, there's like 7 boats back there that are well concealed inside the woods. So I'm gonna say that the buffer's pretty,
How about on the,
barely see them.
how about on the west end there that fronts another residential?
The side on the roadside is gonna be, that's gonna be wide open going through. But they're gonna, you guys said you're putting up a fence that's got the privacy slats
Right.
down through there. But looking at the layout of the fence, it looks like the existing fence is staying, 'cause it looks like it cuts back in and around.
The existing fence will stay in this back corner, or
Right.
just right here. Proposed fence will start in this back corner and go all the way around.
Okay, so
So they can-
that area will be all
You can add the
slotted.
slats to the existing portion. Yeah, so they can add slats in here too if needed.
'Cause you're talking about this property down here, Elizabeth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that would be,
Yeah, that's
the fence comes down and returns.
That's the
corner line
closest
about 3 feet.
residential property I could.
So this one here is actually a mobile home in here,
Mhm.
but like I said, you can't see it through the woods. And it's only about 30 feet away.
But looking at that corner, isn't that open?
Yes, that's
The
all open
road's
all the way
there.
up there.
Right.
So, and even on the Redondo side over here, it's pretty well blocked off.
But you're doing privacy fence all over there.
Okay.
Well, that would probably change when the seasons change, right? I mean, like,
Well,
when the leaves fall off the trees, they'll be able to see some.
Yeah, it'll expose some, there's some undergrowth that's pretty high up. That's all.
and the way it's written, as I understand it, is that's pretty much at the discretion of the board.
Right.
Right. So, what kind of slats are there to be? Like the plastic slats?
I believe that's what you're looking
Vinyl.
at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vinyl slats?
Yep.
Any color?
Great, much longer.
Anyone that you prefer?
We didn't really think about that.
Something in an earth tone, not like,
Something to
Lazy
blend with
silver.
the environment
Of course
would be
you go.
nice and probably easier for all of us.
That's what, yeah.
Common sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
How long ago was the HOP submitted?
I believe, may have been yesterday.
Have you, just out of curiosity, have you done work in Pennsylvania for HOPs before?
Oh, yes.
Okay. You've gotten 30-foot wide?
I believe we have, yes. I don't know if that's a little different in this area. I'm not sure.
I mean, I've done a few of them, quite a few of them. And the standard was always 24 with PennDOT.
We haven't dealt with this district yet.
Okay, well, that was based off of the Act 45 in 1945. Believe it or not, since 1945, it hasn't changed. You can believe it, that doesn't change.
Tony, the only other thing I have is on the driveway, the pre-existing sign is there.
Right, it seems like it's in the right of way.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something different with that,
Yeah.
that's not supposed to be in the right of way. So when we relocate it, we're gonna have to try to get it
If
fit
you,
somewhere else.
if you relocate your sign, you're gonna have difficulty with sight distances?
I don't believe so, because it's set back.
Set back pretty good now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and we're just sliding it through.
Yeah, because it does look like your sign's presently within the right of way.
Depend on right away.
Yeah.
So I'll work with you guys on that as far as the sign.
There's enough of a buffer on that side, Sean, you're positive, you took a good look at it,
For which side?
back.
As I was saying, there's 7 boats on the guy's property, you can barely see them from their side.
Good.
So
Well,
they're
that's
pretty.
good.
Yeah, there's a lot of vegetation between.
Good.
The undergrowth is up
property and the
really
house.
high up in there,
Good.
but, you guys wanna?
Yeah, if you have.
Yeah, just flick it left and right. That's
He knew I was gonna
all
press
property
it.
going around.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of vegetation. Perfect. All right. I don't have any more questions. Well, I guess I do have one. There's a radio tower on site?
Behind the existing.
Yeah, it's their own communication tower. It's more like an antenna than a tower.
Okay. So I was gonna ask what the height of it was.
I don't remember. I
That
believe
may
it's on a
be-
utility.
I don't honestly know the answer, that may be abandoned, and we'll take it down.
Okay.
If it's, we don't use radio towers anymore.
I didn't think so. That's why I asked it.
The only reason that it might be there is for the ray station, but I don't believe we use them anymore. And if we do, they're almost short little antennas you put on the side of the building now, they don't need the full towers anymore.
You're gonna check into that and get that?
Yes.
I'm done. Board members?
Just the changes with the septic and the storm runoff. For the backup area. And hopefully we'll have an HOP ready.
Did you want did you want to accept this as a submission tonight and send it to the county, or do you want to come back and make those changes and then submit it? That's my question to the applicant.
If they come back with the changes and we acknowledge the changes, do we have to send it to the county?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's good to go initially, there's less bouncing back and forth, obviously.
I don't mind waiting for information.
Well, my only thing is that I know that they're gonna look at this and they're gonna question the same things that I did earlier, and that's gonna be valid comment to you, and then you're gonna have to address it when changing the plans anyway. So if you wanna get started tonight, and we can send it out there, and then you can just address all the questions at once, maybe with another submission, whatever way you're more comfortable with. I leave that to the applicant. You want to submit it tonight? Send it to the county?
So that we get comments.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Jason, can you just clarify on the zoning data on page C-11, 1.1? Up top, it says existing is 43,909, required is 43,560, and then proposed is 33,900.
So the
I just-
existing D goes to the center of the road,
Okay,
and we're taking it back to the right of way.
gotcha.
I don't know if the township wants the offer of dedication for the right of way.
Tony, you have to
No.
address that one. Can we go down below minimum requirements? PB district?
Where are you at on the,
You got a well there,
Minimum
you
lot
have
size?
on-lot
Yeah,
sewage.
minimum lot.
So minimum lot size is 1 acre.
It's 1.009, I think.
No, it's take it off.
Yeah, but his actual size of the property is over an acre.
right, yeah. So what you did with your proposal is you excluded the road right away.
Correct. It's still gonna be part of the property.
It's still part of the
You
property.
just said something about dedication, that's.
Well, that's why I was asking
No,
if the
no,
township
No.
requires an off of dedication. If not,
not
then
at all.
Yeah, as long as it remains over that.
Yeah, as
If
long
we
as-
did that, we'd be breaking our own ordinance.
Yeah.
so would you like me to clarify that then and keep it?
Well, just,
the same?
as he said, the county's probably gonna come.
They're gonna comment on it.
Okay.
That's why we do this, because we know what's gonna be commented on. Okay. You only have to accept it as a submission tonight. My suggestion would be to send it to the county planning for review as a land development plan. And I would also send the stormwater calculations to the township engineer for review. And he will need a full set of plans.
We're not gonna be able to send that till they have the study done and figure out where they're gonna put it first.
Oh, no, they have a plan, they have a plan that was submitted. They submitted calculations, so.
Yeah, but it hasn't been done yet.
It still has to be reviewed.
And it's gotta be moved, so.
Well, I already talked about that option.
So, go ahead, Larry, you can make a motion.
I'll let you do this one.
How did you want it worded?
Not how I want it. You're gonna accept the submission?
Yeah, we're just gonna accept the submission
Review
and send it on,
Township
make a
engineer.
motion that we accept the submission. Send it out to county for review and get all the stormwater runoff calculations and plans to send off to our engineer.
We'll make a motion to accept the submission and send it with county planning and our township engineer to approve before anything can go forward. Or wait to do.
County engineer, I mean, our engineer, we just send them the stormwater.
Stormwater calculations.
So we need to make a motion to accept the submission.
Accept the submission. And
To send to county
forward
planning.
to planning for review,
Forward
and
to
to the township engineer for review.
stormwater runoff.
Correct.
You get all that?
Yeah.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
We'll be in touch as soon as we're here.
I have a request. Can we sign the submission date, please?
Sure.
Oh, I believe you handed that to me. Larry is acting chair, he's gonna sign.
It's in the second page.
Take it. Plan submission. Eight 27.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj.
Moving right along. Next, public participation and discussion. Do we have any public participation, comments, complaints, or otherwise? Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
What can we do for you?
Well, I just wanted to ask a follow-up question. Originally, it was stated that you guys were going to start working on the comprehensive plan on August 12th. So is there a new plan for the schedule for that?
We didn't make that meeting. There wasn't anybody.
Well, I'm sure you're aware, we didn't have the workshop earlier this month to get around to it due to quorum issues. And I do believe we will get working on it as soon as humanly possible, if that works for you. It's not, you know as well as the rest of us, it hasn't been done in a while, and it's going to take some time and all thought out. And we want to try to get it right the first time, in theory. And I'm sure we will be discussing it going forwards in meetings.
Right, the reason that I asked is because you wanted the public to come and participate, and we kind of want to know, when that will be. So that's the only reason that I'm asking. I'm not rushing anybody.
If I had something to say about that, I would say that we would probably gather ourselves together first to figure out how we're going to go ahead and approach it, and then invite the public. So that it's some kind of an organized way to go ahead and present it to the public.
In total or just in pieces?
The more likely will be in pieces. We're going to bite it off, chew a little bit, and so that later on down the line, we're not going back.
Right.
I would surmise at the next workshop, we're going to bring it up and start projecting the way it's going to go.
Thank you.
Now, when that's open to the public for their participation, will sections of this be made available to people ahead of time, or how you handle that?
From what I recall from what James said, is that he would present the sections that we're going over, and then just let people know about that. Like this
This
this section is
what
we're
our
going to
thoughts
go
are
over.
on that.
Right. And just to try to keep everything compartmentalized, so that we're not jumping all over the board, and we can get through it just a bit faster. Go, Trish.
Can I ask about that process in terms of, are you going to engage any experts in areas that you would be delving in that you might not have expertise in the area to go through an entire comprehensive plan?
I think it makes sense to go ahead and do something like that. What we want to do is break down the comprehensive plan, like we were saying, in bits and pieces, and find out what it is that we need. So that we're not just going, yeah, sure, we know about that. No, I don't see that working. So, yeah, we would involve whoever we needed to in order to go ahead and make
Whoever
sure that it was
supervises
best.
approved.
Yeah.
Say that again? Did you say?
Whoever the supervisors approve us to use.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Larry Bill Kiger, Milford Borough. Could you review where the planning commission is on its communication with county planning regarding the density ordinance and the commentary?
I believe there is a meeting between the county planning, and an individual from this board, our chairman, Mr. Seacrest, and I believe Anthony will be in attendance as well as the county solicitor and one or more of the county commissioners, to the best of my
There are
knowledge.
no county commissioners.
No county commissioners? Okay,
No, it's just the council.
okay.
So from that meeting, you come back, and then you as a commission have to approve whatever the resolution was on some of the commentary?
It may
Before
not
it
be a
goes-
resolution. I don't know what's going to happen.
We have to wait for the
We're going to
outcome
wait
of
and see
that
what
first.
county says.
All right, well, there's another number of comments that they did make, and I assume that's what you're responding to? So assuming you're both on the same page, you come back and you, as a commission, vote to accept that
That depends on.
as a finished document?
That depends on what county planning does. Presently, their comment letter includes items that weren't being amended and items that we thought we'd already clarified. That's really the purpose of the meeting, is to find out what further clarification is necessary. Because it doesn't say what further clarification is necessary.
From the county
Right.
people. Right?
I guess in layman's terms, we're here, they're there, and hopefully in this meeting, it's going to get a little closer. And I guess we have to wait for that meeting to transpire before.
We're going to have a
we do anything.
meeting, we're going to see what takes place, and the next planning commission meeting, we'll discuss.
And then it goes back to county planning as a final document?
No,
Indicate that you have made the change?
it all depends, well, it depends on what changes they want. That's the purpose of the meeting, is to get some clarification on it.
You can't get a straight answer until you figure out where they're gonna go with it at the meeting.
All right, so the process leading up to a hearing on the ordinance is down the road quite a bit now.
I don't know that. I can't say that with certainty.
Well, doesn't it depend on the planning commission having a final document
Sure.
before you?
Right, but that could be as early as next month.
And just, can you clarify for us, is it potentially at the workshop meeting that this board will vote for changes, or does it have to wait until the end of the month for this board to approve the
We
changes?
can't vote on anything in a workshop.
You're not gonna vote?
It was
You can't vote.
already
You can't.
stated
It's gotta
that we
be an
would
open
make no
meeting.
decisions.
It's gotta be, it's gotta
I
be.
went back and forth a couple times, so I just want a clarification. Thank you.
Nothing can be voted on in the workshop
Okay.
unless the laws have changed since I woke up this morning.
Certain places they try to do that, but not here.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Well, thank you all for
Thank
coming.
you.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Larry?
All in favor?
Aye. So Hannah, do we have at least 7 sets of plans, or do you need any of these back?